Good morning, Neil.
Morning. How are you, Chad?
Very excited about our guest today. I think the audience is going to be excited as well.
Is it anybody special?
Well, he did win a big election about a week and a half ago.
Okay. Well, let's get into it.
Recorded live from Louisville, it's Talk About Town, the Louisville podcast. And now, your hosts, Neil Cox and Chad Hennessy.
Hey, Ron White here. I'm nowhere to be found. You're listening to Talk About Town, like I give a...
All right. Craig Greenberg, Louisville mayor-elect. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you very much. Very exciting. Great to be with you guys.
Absolutely. So one thing that we had kind of chatted about, I don't feel like I know you, and I think Chad agrees. And it might be maybe you were advertising on broadcast TV, and I don't watch much broadcast TV, and that's kind of where our show came from too. Like, hey, let's put out some positive stuff on the internet rather than just broadcast TV.
Yeah, do you mind just telling us, real quick, a little background story and kind of what led you to, deciding to run to be mayor?
Sure. Well, I grew up here in Louisville. I'm a proud product of the Jefferson County Public School System, Dunn,
What high
Cameron,
school?
Ballard.
Oh,
And,
I'm Cameron Ballard. I'm Wilder Cameron Ballard.
Ah, okay. So you didn't have to. You stayed in that same little tight area.
Yep.
I just went back to Dunn Elementary School during the campaign. They celebrated the 50th anniversary. That was great of the
That's
school.
Awesome.
So then I went off to the University of Michigan, had a wonderful experience there. Went to Harvard Law School and then came back home. The best part about being up in the Northeast was I met my wife, Rachel. We met on a blind date up there. And although I did get the French speech once, things worked out. And we've been together since then. And so Rachel moved down here, and we've been married for 23 years now. And we have two sons, Daniel and Benjamin. My oldest son, Daniel, is in college, and my son, Benjamin, is a senior in high school. So we're soon to be empty nesters. But we've had an amazing experience here in Louisville. I really moved back to Louisville after law school because of my love for the city. I wanted to get involved and be supportive and really move the city and to just energize the city in whatever way I could through my professional career. I very shortly after becoming a lawyer, I met Steve Wilson and Laura Lee Brown, who are the founders of 21C Museum Hotels. And so I helped them start 21C. And that was an amazing experience, adventure, and journey for us all. We built it from their idea with the first hotel opening here in downtown Louisville in 2006. And we grew it into a company with over 1,200 employees, 9 locations. Before the pandemic hit, we sold the company in 2018, and I stayed on as I was CEO for many years of 21C as we grew the company. And I left a couple of years ago knowing that I was going to run for mayor.
Awesome.
And the other thing in my professional life is I'm also a co-owner of Ohio Valley Wrestling with Matt Jones, with my brother-in-law, some other folks, Al Snow, an amazing Louisville institution. We bought into that a couple of years ago, and that's been an amazing experience as well. But I've always cared about Louisville, even through all of that. And I served on the University of Louisville Board of Trustees, where I advocated for more transparency and governance, to stop unnecessary tuition increases. And I've always looked for ways to get involved in the city because I love the city. And so after we sold 21C and I was thinking about how I could continue to give back and what the next chapter of my life might be, I decided to run for mayor, and a couple years later, here we are talking together after the election. So that's my story in a nutshell, hopefully.
Well, again, congratulations. And now that I actually remember hearing or reading about you being co-owner of the wrestling organization, that's awesome. Maybe we'll have a second podcast and really dive into that. I could ask you a lot of questions.
Yes, so, it's a fascinating industry.
Yeah. So a close race, and I don't remember a mayoral race being that close.
Not too close. Come on now. I won by 3 times more than Mayor Fisher won his first race. So
okay, I didn't realize that. So what was the atmosphere election night then?
Oh, it was great celebration. I was thrilled to be with my other friends in the Democratic Party and to celebrate our new U.S. Congressman Morgan McGarvey's victory, my victory, and others across the city, whether it was some Metro Council races or some state Senate and House races. It was just a lot of excitement, and also Amendment 2 being defeated was very important, I think, for the future of our city, as with Amendment 1. And really, it's about the future. Election nights are fun. They sort of spread out. You're waiting for results to come in. Different people find out at different times. But I appreciate hearing from my opponent in the race, Mayor Bill Deeriff. Really appreciate his, reaching out. And we both ran a spirited campaign. But now it's time to unify the city. And regardless of political party, regardless of who you supported, as you all know, we've got a lot of work to do in the city. And so that's what I've been focused on every hour that I've been awake since the election, is working with people, regardless of political party, regardless of what part of the city they live in, about how we move forward from here, how we move Louisville in a new direction.
I like that. Put down differences and unify. That should be the theme all around. So do you have a grand vision for the city?
Well, my vision is that we're a safer city, that we're a more prosperous and stronger city, and that we're a much healthier city than we are today. And there's a lot to do in all of those regards. Obviously, public safety is the number one issue. We have to continue to reduce the amount of violent crime. We have to ensure that people feel safe and are safe. Support, as you have probably seen by now, we will have a new police chief. And so our search has begun for both an interim police chief and a permanent police chief. And I think with that, the leader of the police department needs to be trusted by the officers and the entire community, needs to operate in a very transparent manner, needs to focus on community policing, to work on preventing crime with small business owners, members of the clergy, neighborhood leaders, anyone who wants to be a part of solution. And also all of us, the police department, everybody, we all need to work together to address the root causes of poverty, because ultimately that leads to lives of crime. And so we together, we cannot just police our way to safety. And so these are all some of the big things that we're going to be working on. We're going to be building more affordable housing, revitalizing downtown, addressing our homeless crisis, cleaning up the city. Really, I think people are ready to take pride in our city. We need to have a cleaner city than we do today. And so those are some of the things that we're going to be working on.
Just a couple of projects, huh?
Oh yeah. Small list.
That's right.
But, it's all about a team. I mean, that's one of the things also I think that people don't think about as much with respect to being mayor. It's about the team. And so one of the things I've spent a lot of time on since the election is talking to people about my administration. And we'll be making some personal announcements here soon. But having an all-star team is critical, because there is so much to do. And I believe on hiring a great team of people with professional and personal experiences far different than mine, but people who share my sense of urgency, who share our city's goals, and then empower them to get to work and really accomplish great things as well.
Louisville's not alone. Obviously, there's so many cities, let's just say all across the country, that are probably, have the same goals of trying to revitalize downtowns and try to, upgrade the current image. Do you have many conversations across the country, or anybody specifically like, hey, we're really, I admire X and I want to be more like Y, if you know what I mean? I don't know if there's many conversations out there with other mayors or leaders in cities of similar size.
Well, a few things on that. With 21C Museum Hotels, I was revitalizing urban neighborhoods across the entire country. Is that we did 9 projects in 9 different cities, all of which had different attributes. And so I've seen a lot. And then we looked at probably 100 other cities over the course of my career and saw a lot of things that were working well, some that weren't. I don't think we should look to be like another city. We should be the best version of ourselves. We have so much great history, hospitality here. Our people are second to none and the best people in the world. We need to maintain Louisville's authenticity, yet give folks the tools that they need to continue to invest in our city, to create more good paying jobs, to revitalize downtown, to invest in neighborhoods like the 9 neighborhoods of West Louisville that have been overlooked for your and my entire lifetime. These are the things that we can do. So what I've tried to do is, as I've looked at what other cities have done is find different things in other cities that they've done successfully that we can implement here. But I'm not trying to be like any other city. I want Louisville on its own to be the greatest.
I like that.
Yeah. So what are some of your favorite things about Louisville? Because, you know, for me, I'm fairly well traveled. I went to college out of state, but I'm here now because I want to be, and I love it. And I think Chad's very much the same way. So what is it about the city that had you move back here and want to be here?
Mostly the people. I just love the people, regardless of what neighborhood they're from. We've got so many amazing people that I knew before the campaign, and thousands of more that I've met since the campaign. And so to me, that's where it all starts. That's the foundation of our city. I love our parks. We have a phenomenal park system here, one that I want to continue to invest in. We've got amazing waterways. We need to ensure that the waterways are cleaner, whether it's Floyd's Fork or Beargrass Creek or the Ohio River. But we have wonderful things to do outdoors. I really want to help support an improved education system. I know there's some struggles with that right now, but I talked on the campaign trail about making universal pre-K a reality. And I love that we're the home place of bourbon. I think that's great for our future, but we certainly will be more than that as well.
Yeah. I know Chad had kind of wondered, we didn't have it on our list of questions, but we were kind of chatting. What's your stance on bringing the NBA, bringing the NBA to Louisville?
So here's my view on that. Of course, that would be great. But what I think we should focus on is let's make Louisville the professional women's sports capital of the world. Let's get a WNBA team. Let's find some other women's professional sports teams to build upon what we have with our amazing soccer team here with racing and continue to build. We've got an amazing U of L women's basketball team. We've got an amazing other university women's sports program. Let's become the professional women's sports capital of the world. I'd love to see us try to do that. And so, of course, if there is a real opportunity to get an NBA team, I am going to be the biggest advocate for that, and will work with anyone in the private sector that can realistically make that happen. But I think in the short term here, there are other things that we can and should do as well to continue to build our great culture of athletic events in our city. You know, that's one you were asking about some of the things I love about Louisville. I should have mentioned our festivals too. We are a great city of festivals, whether it's the Bourbon and Beyond, the Derby Festival, Forecastle, which I know is not coming back, but we'll get it back. And whether there's smaller festivals as well, neighborhood festivals. We are an amazing city for festivals. And so I would love to do more of those. We're also a great city for athletics. And one of the things that I think we as a city can and should invest more in is youth athletics. There's a whole industry of kids that are traveling around the region and country for activities. And we've got some great facilities, but not as many as we can or should have. And so I'm already working with others on some plans that would create more world-class youth facilities, more fields in particular, so that we not only can support Louisville kids, but will attract people and families from around the region to visit Louisville because of our world-class youth athletic facilities.
Do you know about Grand Park in Indianapolis?
Yes, I haven't been there, but I've seen pictures and I've heard all about it.
Yeah. I always get jealous. We've had
my kids weren't soccer players, so I didn't go up there. But
yeah, we've had.
But you know, whether it's soccer, whether it's lacrosse, whether it's field hockey, baseball, tennis, there's an effort for a world-class natatorium, baseball. You know, all of these things. There's great potential here in Louisville, and there are plans in several fronts that I'm working with folks on already.
I'm glad to hear that, because I know that just brings in so much money into the economy, and it exposes our city to outsiders, which is what you want, you know, whether they be future residents or somewhere desired. And it's funny, I wasn't able to put it on the list of questions to you, but one thing I did throw to Neil yesterday was I love music, and we do have some wonderful festivals. I'm so proud that you brought that up. I think that's got to be just a huge importance, and can only imagine, you know, what it's already impacted. And I know we had a long-term contract with those promoters.
Yeah, no, it's a great part of our city.
Yep. And you didn't mention Louder Than Life before.
I should have mentioned. I mentioned Bourbon and Beyond. I should have mentioned Louder Than Life also.
I know.
And let's
I
try to bring
attended
back
both.
Hometown
I
Rising while we're at it. Let's go all 3 weeks in a row.
That's
Yep.
right. Yes, sir.
So a couple quick questions, then I'll I guess we'll kind of ask you to kind of give your introduction elevator pitch to Louisville, because I know you've got to go soon. Favorite restaurant in Louisville?
Great question. There are so many great restaurants. I have, of course, love Proof and Garage Bar, which I helped develop. Right now, I'm probably spending the most time when I go out to eat at Con Huevos. They have a few new locations as well. I love the Ranchero, the Huevos Rancheros there. I've actually never tried anything else on the menu, but I love that one so much that I just stick with what I liked the first time. So I'm a huge Con Huevos fan. I'm glad to see they're expanding.
I think you would agree. Louisville is definitely a foodie town, which is a huge point of pride for many of us. I know that.
Yep.
Have you, I got to ask, have you been able to get a bay and play Topgolf yet? I know it's only been open for a couple of days.
No, I have not. I saw some of Terry Miner's pictures that he was posting the other day over there, and he's a far better golfer than I am. I don't really play golf, but no, I do want to get over there and see that. It looks like a really interesting. And they also, I saw they have something with Putt Putt as well that they're maybe building right across the way there in Oxmoor. So that's going to be a great entertainment facility. I'm excited to get over there.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to go last night and play. A buddy of mine invited me kind of last minute. It's I think it's a wonderful addition to the city, not only St. Matthews, but Louisville in general. And I think it's going to spur a lot of life to that Oxmoor, St. Matthews, the mall scene with restaurants and just bringing people in, spend some money, having a good time.
Yeah, they got a couple new restaurants. I think they're building in the front there also. So,
yep. So I'm going to assume you're a Cards fan rather than a Cats fan. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is true. Although being in business with Matt Jones, runs sorry, that was out of the picture. Who runs Kentucky Sports Radio. I hear a lot about the Cats, but no, I'm a Cards fan. I always have been growing up. I went to the University of Michigan, so I cheer for the Wolverines as well. And then a few years back, when Michigan played U of L in the final game of the NCAA tournament, I was wondering what my body would tell me, my heart and my brain. And I was on a text chain with all my friends from college. Wasn't even close. I was rooting from the Cards from the opening tip.
I'm glad that you acknowledged that game happened.
Oh, of course it did. Yeah, Wolverines got a big one this weekend, so good luck to them.
It's going to be a big game, so I will watch that. That'll be fun to watch the Michigan-Ohio State game this weekend.
Nice. Well, we know you have a heart out, so you want to give kind of your closing statement to the people of Louisville?
Well, we covered a lot. What I would just say is that everyone in Louisville has an opportunity to participate in our future, and I welcome your participation. We have a website right now, newdirectionlouisville.com, for people who want to join the administration or people who just want to submit ideas, whether it's challenges that you see or even better solutions for challenges that you see. Please share your ideas. And then there are so many different ways to get involved. You don't have to become a full-time part of the administration to make a positive impact on our city. There are ways to just helping keep your neighborhood safer, your block safer, whether it's picking up trash, whether it's joining an organization, whether it's supporting a family or kids that are in need and are not as that could use some help from others, whether it's pointing out problems to others. There is so much on a daily basis or on a sort of more institutional basis that people can do to get involved. And to me, we are only going to move in a new direction. We're only going to address the challenges of our city if everyone feels like they're welcome to participate, their voice is being heard, and they have an opportunity. And as mayor, that's one of the big things that I want to do. And so I look forward to working with so many people across this whole city. And I'm really excited about our future.
Love it.
That sounds great. Well, best of luck to you. Congratulations. I think it's a new day for the city.
Thank you very much.
We're all excited.
Thank you all very much. Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, and look forward to seeing you guys again soon.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for listening. You can reach us at neil@talkabouttownky.com. Neil is a realtor with Judah Real Estate Group. Chad is a partner at Insura Max. You can reach him at chadh@insuramax.com. Check us out on the web at talkabouttownky.com. Go Cards!